Hello everyone, I am so sorry for not uploading a lot on this channel, and today is New Year's Eve, 31st December 2025. Now, you guys can tell me all of your highs and lows of this year. For everyone, it's going to be different. When I look back at the old days, for me, like 2019 was one of my favorite years, but a lot of people had problems in 2019. Even I had problems, but I never really seen them as like major compared to years prior. I mean, they were different, they were frightening, but at the end of the day, um, obviously, compared to all the good that happened in 2019, I was much relieved that that year was good. But still, for some people, it's completely opposite of that, mostly negative and less positive. So, anyways, this year for me was pretty interesting. I would say there were a lot of moments in which I could have really taken advantage of time, and that's the problem with me. Well, first things first, this year, I'm sure if you guys watched, I did make a video on this. I think I never followed up though. I was scammed this year, and it wasn't your stereotypical scam. Someone pretended to be someone on Twitter, stating that they mistakenly reported my account, and I have to message this one dev on Discord so I can like get my account back. And then all of a sudden, it turned into I don't even know how this happened. I can't remember really. I mean, I did videos on this on my second channel, and maybe I've mentioned it on this channel on the video I made on it, unless I never uploaded the video or it's private or I don't know, I can't remember. But still, it went from that to all of a sudden losing my money, like majority of my money, and then my account was closed because I phoned the bank, and it took a week or two for me to get my money back, and then. Thankfully, around that time, I was obviously headstrong on making a new account because my card was going to expire anyways, but still, the fact that someone can manipulate you like that. And here's the thing, these things have been happening for years, but the fact that, all of a sudden so many people got those messages on Twitter, and I really wish I never rushed and believed it. It makes me realize this year I learned that scams are very, very sneaky. It's not your stereotypical click here on this website. No, it's something totally different. It's full of manipulation by annoying bad people. And I don't know how the bank got my money back. Don't know how they solved the case with what little information they received, but I'm thankful. I am thankful they got my money back. But still, the fact that it happened is just really frightening and irksome. Anyways, I learned to be vigilant, more vigilant with this type of stuff, and if anything like this happens where I'm so unsure, I will obviously consult with other people, which is something I should have done first, instead of just cowering immediately. I should have at least said something, asked someone. Anyways, today is this last day of December, and obviously, in other people's countries, it's snowy. Yeah, where I live, it's hot. It's summer, so as I record this video, it's 15:51. I am getting slightly roasted inside. Well, slightly, like ever so slightly, like a very slow simmer. Really, it's lovely. Well, not lovely, really. And the more I keep thinking about the stuff I regret not doing, I feel like I need to breathe so fast. Really, it's really sad that I never accomplished anything this year. I learned a lot over the past few years, over this past demi-decade, of what to do, what not to do. Some of my ideas were fermenting really well, and then, like, some ideas I wish I just went head first into it, writing stories, but instead I never did that. Like, I was afraid of myself, obviously. Oh, what if the story is never perfect? What if it's not good? Like some stories you can say for certain excuse, use those certain excuses. But for other stories I could have at least finished something and published it at least this year. But instead I never did that. And as the months went by, I kept getting sick over and over, and and then obviously I was panicking, and it's like you don't have a lot of money to go doctors 24/7, you know what I'm saying? But we did go a couple of times, and honestly, it's something I don't like doing, but the fact that it kept happening, it made me realize that if I at least did something, even if it was a small book, something I wasn't really planning so much on. Guys, I would have at least earned something, as a morsel of something, so I would have something to put behind the scenes for my life, you know. And even when I look back years beyond, like last year and the year before that, I could have done so much work, and I have been doing work. I'm not just, I'm not just saying I didn't do anything. I did accomplish some stuff, but the problem with me is that I'm frightened about certain stories, and I know that it may not be perfect, or sometimes it feels like some of them need a bit more fermentation. But then the problem is that how long can I keep just thinking over and over about the story rather than just, taking the, I would say, like, you could say like like 85% of the story planned and just go with it, or even 65%, or even 10% of the story, just go and plan something out, like, sorry, not plan something out, take whatever plans you have, unfinished plans, and just go head first. That's not the best idea for every story, and it doesn't work for everyone, but sometimes you got to kick yourself and go head first. And my fault for just, uh, fribbling away my time, but I still did a lot of, like, like, drafts and stuff with so many stories. And that's the other problem with me, is I'm scatterbrained. One moment I'm working on one story, then a few weeks later I'll be like, no, I'll take a small break on this, I'll work on something else. And it's like I'm never getting anything done. Scatterbrained is just something, like, it's good for getting a lot of ideas. It's bad when you're trying to get something done. My fault. I'm so sorry. I know I'm not prepared to work on like a billion stories a day, but I should at least start somewhere small and not be distracted. Okay. So I'm actually standing on my sandals. They're not on, I'm just standing on it. And I was just stretching it right now, unknowingly stretching it with my leg. So, yeah, when it comes to New Year's resolutions, I don't have one. I really don't. I mean, because if I say something, anything really, like, oh, I want to do this more, which I think we all want to do better stuff, right? But the problem is that something's going to happen. Always something happens. And if it's not me, my self doubt, then it's something else, something that I just cannot control happening to me. And then life feels horrible. I don't want to give up. I love daydreaming, about how life could have been if I at least did things differently. And the sad part is that you know this year I realized that I can achieve at least some of the daydreams for years, ever since I was a kid. Really, I've been obsessed with daydreaming and just thinking how my life would be in certain scenarios. I think we all do this, but I'm addicted to it, and it's wonderful. It really is wonderful because you are planning a life that never happened. Like, oh, I'm thinking about how 2018 could have been if I've done things differently. Yeah, honestly, it's so beautiful. Unfortunately, it never happened. It reminds me of the time when like, I would just wish, back in 2017, I was in school for grade 9. They split the both grade 8A and B classes. I mean, they already were split, but what they did was rearrange them to 9A and 9B. And there was a girl I had a crush on, and I remember just wishing that she was in my class, but instead she was pushed to the other class, B class. And I always wonder, what if things were different? What if she was in my class? What if things were like that, and it's fun to just think about that. But not only that, to think about, what if I was just completely a different person? How life would have been easy for me, or how life would have been really difficult, but how I would have at least had some kind of encouragement. And this year I even realized that, what, some fragments of my thoughts on how things could have been, how hardworking I could have been in my head. I'm thinking, oh man, if I was this person, I could have been so hardworking. Guess what? It's achievable. It's achievable. And I thought about this year. It's like, most of the stuff that I'm daydreaming of can come true. It may obviously can't fit in the time slots. I'm not a time traveler, but at least whatever I think of can happen if I put my mind to it. You know, for example, the other day I was thinking about not the other day, even last night I was thinking about drawing comics, and I would say not paid for comics, digital free comics just to post and stuff. I was just thinking, imagine if I did this back in like 2019, 18, 17, did this type of stuff. And then, at least I would have amassed a following of something, right? A small, and not just a following, but I would have at least had some determination to do more harder work than those simple comics. I would have done a lot of stuff, really. And it's like, that's still possible. Sure, the timing is gone, but that's still possible for you to do that. I keep telling myself that, and it's true. It's true for a lot of things I've daydreamed about. It's possible to come true. The timing is off, but I can still do it. And my words of encouragement for you: be strong, be happy, be brave. 2026, we're entering the next part of the demi-decade. Please, just enjoy life, but also at times work hard. Don't frivel away certain moments of time, and also, wherever you can, try to be helpful to others if you can do it. And I'm not talking about like I would say, like, just, I don't know, it's like even small things to be helpful for, and be grateful for certain things. Like, I know when I look back, I realize how grateful I am to be in a house. Is not many people even have that. When I look at those videos of homeless people, there was this homeless celebrity that was addicted to drugs. I think he was on the show. I think it's called Ned Declassified. Yeah, that's what it's called. And a lot of people are talking about this guy, and it's like, wow, I can't believe it. I don't know his entire life story, but the fact that he ended up that way is frightening. Anyone can do that. Anyone can end up that way. Not just, you can be the most peasant of the peasant person, but you can somehow still manage to live a life that's still indoors, comforting. But there are people out there who have at least, walked on red carpets, who have dined with higher folk, and yet some of them are out on the streets. Some of them have completely just been abandoned by family members, and for various reasons, and it's so heartbreaking. And even when we go like different places we're driving through, we see these beggars on the streets. It's sad, and I keep thinking to myself, I don't want to end up like that. I really don't. Anyways, take care, everyone. Take care. Anyways, this is a very emotional video, right?